Hi, good afternoon. These notes are on to multiply with decimals, and Polly, the panda, has joined us. All right, this is page 34 and unit 4 in our notebook. So let's go ahead and get started. So how do we multiply decimals? First thing is, you actually don't have to line up decimals if you don't need to. Sometimes you might if they're the same length as far as their digits go and their decimals in the same place, but you don't need to. You're going to multiply like you multiply with whole numbers, and then you're going to count decimals in both of the factors and move the decimal that many spaces in the answer. So here's an example, 4.8 times 7.2, or 4 8/10 times 7 2/10. So 4.8, 7.2, this is one decimal place value, this is one decimal place value. So we're going to multiply this as normal. So you do 2 times 8, you get 16, 2 times 4, you get 8, plus 1 is 9, and then add your 0, 7 times 8 is 56, so add your 5, 7 times 4 is 28, plus 5 is 33. So then you add all those together and you get 3,456. But then because of these two decimal place values, we move the decimal once, twice back. So your answer actually is 34 and 56/100ths, which if you make an estimation, this is really close to 6 and that's really close to 7. And 6 times 7 is about, or sorry, this is close to 5 and this is close to 7. And 5 times 7 is 35. So our answer should be pretty close to 35. And there's our answer, 34.56. So that's a good answer for this. How do we put our decimal between the 5 and 6? That'd be 345. That'd be way too big. If we put our decimal over here between the 3 and 4, it'd be 3.456, and that answer would be too small. So you can also use estimation to help you decide if your answer seems correct. Over here we have 3.1, or 3 1/10, times 5/100ths, or 0.05. Same things apply. Notice how their decimals are not lined up, and that's totally okay. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15, and then you're done. You don't have to do the zeros. So we see that it's one decimal place value here and two decimal place values here, which is a total of 3. So we move our decimal place value once, twice, 3 times, and that's why it ends up being here for an answer of 0.155, or 155 thousandths. So let's try some on our own. 5 and 31/100ths times 2 and 4/10. You can ignore the decimals, but we do need to remind ourselves that we have 1, 2, 3 place values that we need to remember for moving our decimal. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. So then we just multiply as normal. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. If you do area models for multiplication, then just do 531 times 24. So if you are one of those students who does area model multiplication, just do 531 times 24, and you can do that in your box or however you do it, and then you'll have to move your decimal with your final answer 3 times to the left. All right, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 5 is 10, and then I can add 4, 4, 7, 2, 1. If I look at this answer as is, 12,744, that's way too big for this answer. I know my answer is going to be a little bit more than 10, so my decimal place value needs to be between the 2 and 7. I can also know that because I need to move my decimal place back 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and it ends up being between the 2 and 7 as well. So 12 and 744 thousandths is our final answer. All right, number 2. 5 and 4/100ths times 8/100ths. So I'm actually going to write this where I drop the decimal because I don't want to deal with it today. So I'm just going to write this as 504 times 8. And then I'm going to remind myself that I'm going to have to move my decimal 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 place values. So that is going to, my little reminder over there to the side. So 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3, and 8 times 5 is 40. So 4,032, way too big for that. Oh yeah, I have to move my decimal over. So I'm gonna move it over once, twice, 3, 4 times. And so I end up with 4,032 10,000ths. And really quickly, the 0 in the whole place, or in the ones place, is just a reminder that there's no whole number anymore. So I like to put the 0 there, but the 0 right here is not necessary. All right, 2 more, and then you're going to try the rest on your own. All right, so this time I'll leave the decimal in there just to show you that you can do it both ways, and it's totally fine. Here, the decimals ended up lining up. It doesn't matter if they do. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. I feel like we kept getting 32 in this problem a lot, huh? And then 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7. So 724, oh yeah, that's too big. So I know I need to go back and look at my decimals. I'm going to move them 2 places. So once, twice, 7.24, or you might call it 7 and 2400ths. Last problem. All right, maybe we can have Polly come and help us. All right, Polly, you got to tell us what to do. So first we're going to write down our problem. Oh, Polly doesn't like that way. Polly wants us to write it where we don't have the decimals. That's totally fine, Polly. I apologize. Apologize. That's funny, Polly. Okay. So 1 times 3 is 3. And 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 4 is 4. And 1 times 1 is 1. Are we good? Yes. Okay. Moving on. Add the 0 here. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. And then we add the 2. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9. All right, Polly, now we got to add them all up. Okie dokie. So 3 plus 0 is 3. 3, 10, 11, 10. Woo! So our answer is 101,033. Nope. We forgot about our decimals. So how many decimals do we need? A 1, 2, 3. So we need to move them back 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. So our answer is 101 and 33 thousandths. Polly, are you okay with that answer? Yes, I am. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to finish the rest of these problems. I have the answers ready for you, so go ahead and pause the video now, and then you can check with it after you've paused it and once you finish your problems. All right, here are the answers. And notice how a lot of these have different symbols, like that has the dot for multiplication, that has the parentheses, that has the multiplication symbol with the X. We got parentheses again. Down here, 3x for when x is equal to 1.97 means you input the 1.97 here and multiply. These problems, there's a little bit more to them. So go ahead and check and see if you guys got them right. If you have any questions, just put them at the bottom of the video or ask tomorrow in class. I hope you guys have a great afternoon, and Polly says bye. Bye.